Hi again, welcome to my book reviews, and today we are talking about the book The Masculine in a Relationship. This is a relationship guide for men, how to take on the healthy masculine leadership in a relationship, and I'm gonna today go a little bit into what does this actually mean. So let's start. This is a book that is helping you create a healthier dynamic in your relationship. If you want to create more polarity in your relationship between the feminine and the masculine energy, then this book is a great guide for those who would like to embrace the masculine. In this book, Youngblood is talking about 3 core principles that you need to embrace if you want to exhibit this masculine leadership in your relationship. First one is respond versus react. Second one, provide structure. And the third one, create safety. Most importantly, this does not take away anything from feminine power. We can have a woman that wants to be a CEO, a businesswoman, very successful in her career, but this does not mean that eventually she does not want to be led by a strong masculine energy. When you as a man embody this masculine energy, then this makes your woman relax into her feminine energy, and that brings her into a state of playfulness and into a relaxed state. Youngblood says in this book that a woman can't flow where a man doesn't lead. So when we talk about masculine energy here, it refers to the energy of being grounded and having a sense of direction, while the feminine is more responsive and is focused on connection and raw emotions. Most importantly, this is a book about how the masculine and feminine power can coexist. So your masculine energy will not take away anything from the feminine power. Being grounded, providing structure, and being able to provide the safety will serve the feminine energy. When we talk about respond versus react, this means that sometimes you don't need to solve a problem, you just need to listen. You need to incorporate her needs. You should consult your woman, and when you are making some decision, she wants to feel like she can be led by you. When your woman feels like she needs to make the decisions or give permission or manage emotions, this is forcing her into her masculine. And when she is in the masculine, then there is no polarity between you two. So the more you lead, the more she can relax. The more she feels safe, the more she trusts you. Trust and safety are important to a woman. And I like how Youngblood says in this book, you might not be the problem, but you are the solution. Strong women, they can take care of themselves, for sure. Many just don't want to do all the things all the time. The next point is how to provide structure. You need to use her strengths and incorporate them into your leadership. For example, let's say you're planning a vacation. You should come to your woman with already 3 options for a vacation where she does not have to make that many decisions, but you already provided structure, so for her it's easier to choose. Or you are planning out the next few days. You are narrowing down the wide open scope of things that we can choose from, and you are narrowing it down and putting some pressure into making a decision. Your masculine offering is to simplify the complexity of the world to her. When you are handling things for her that are hard for her, she can relax in her openness and in her radiance. We're moving on to how to create safety. So there are 3 elements of safety: financial, physical, and emotional. When we talk about the financial domain, this is this archetype of a provider. This doesn't mean you are the only one making any contributions, but she won't feel safe if she does not feel that you are also equally contributing to your joint financial future, so that she can relax and know that you got things handled. The physical safety means that you are in the role of a protector. So she needs to feel that she has a safe space where she can let out all her messiness, and being able to do so, this creates emotional safety. Masculinity is not about physical power. It's about strong masculine energy. Masculinity is when someone is modeling these 3 elements, and it's someone who models a life from being in his power, but also in his heart. The feminine is a movement. The feminine is light, is nurturing, expressive. The masculine is all about achievement and struggle and work, while the feminine gives the masculine color in life and gives him something to live for. So women in their feminine energy, they care about beauty more than about utility. So sometimes she will decide to put on that beautiful dress rather than something comfortable because she just wants so. The feminine exhibits softness and ease, and this is an opposite to her get it done attitude at work. The feminine is open to flowing rather than constantly challenging you. The feminine trusts you, assuming you earned that trust. The feminine desires a deep heart connection that goes beyond physical attraction. And rather than you being all the time bold, you wait for her to express her preferences, and then you are using them when you are setting direction. Woman's power and her femininity are not mutually exclusive. It's an absolute treat to see a woman that chooses to be in her full power, but also in her feminine. Feminine symbolizes energy. It's the manifesting through connection, rawness, abundance, and nurturing. It manifests as a radiant woman, full of life, very animated. Part of polarity is this possibility to rest in your own natural energy. So this would be in a masculine or in a feminine energy, the one that you feel more drawn to. Man in his masculine, he is freed to manifest his primal proactive nature, while a woman in her feminine can surrender and doesn't have to make choices. Feminine responsibility is to reflect back to you when you are not in your heart, when you are not caring for her, when you are not conscious and present. This book is also teaching you how to deal with your emotions, because sometimes men were not really taught how to deal with them. So it talks about anger, fear, how can you express them in a healthy way. Women feel everything, so let your woman be your mirror and your oracle. The feminine wants to surrender into your leadership, clarity, and decisiveness. The true masculine energy is providing structure by incorporating others' needs. The more that you can reduce this decision making for your woman, the more she can relax into her feminine. Uncertainty and decision making require her to go into her masculine energy. While you are allowing for this equality and power of your woman, you are at the same time inviting her to follow your lead, but she chooses if she wants to do so. You are narrowing down the options, but you are giving her the option to say no to either of them. Like how he says in this book, never underestimate the power of temporarily relieving her from the decision making. Youngblood encourages you to take leadership not as a burden but as a choice. So I am recommending this as a read for both men and women, anybody who wants to understand both energies. And that's all from me, and I'll see you in my next book review.